ancient times, the plant has grown, a gift from earth we've always known. Its fiber strong, its seed so fine, a treasure trove for humankind. Sails for ships and paper too, and build a world we once knew. Through history's pages, its values clear. Let's bring it back, the time is here. It's time for hemp, it's time to see a future built sustainably. No need for waste, let's make a stand. It's time for hemp across this land. This mighty plant, no poison sprays, just fertile ground. A better way we finally found. Henry Ford's car, a marvel made from hemp's design. The plans were laid. Food and fuel, a farmer's friend. Its promise grows, it knows no end. It's time for a future built sustainably. No need for waste, let's make a stand. It's time for hemp across this land. The founding fathers knew its worth, a vital crop upon this earth. For clothes, for homes, for ropes to bind. Its use is vast, its purpose kind. It's time to lift the bands we've set and break the chains of our regret. A thriving world, a brighter day. Let's choose the hemp and lead the way. It's time for hemp, it's time to see a future built sustainably. No need for waste, let's make a stand. It's time for hemp across this land.
Yes, it is. It is time for hemp. I want to thank you for tuning in to the big broadcast today. As always, this program is focused on the amazing cannabis hemp plant, all the wonderful things that it can do, and all the wonderful ways it can save the earth, which, by the way, is not such a bad thing after all. You know, we do have a lot of cleanup that needs to be done here on planet Earth, and it is also good to add a little preventative medicine by using creature comforts that are disposable and biodegradable. So anything that's made with hemp is biodegradable. On today's show, we're going to be talking about the wondrous hemp plant and give you some information about its history, how it's been used throughout the centuries. The hemp oil has been used over the past couple of millennium of human existence, and we're going to also be talking about how the liquor industry is working diligently to keep cannabis hemp products off the shelf and to keep this plant outlawed. And there is a lot of high-tech stuff going on in the world today, and you might be interested in knowing that we have some high-tech farming that is making it so our plants that we grow produce better bud and more yield, and that's always a good thing. And of course, we're always going to be focusing on the billion-dollar market that this plant can establish all around the world. Don't forget, you can go to timeforhemp.news and download any of our past programs that you've heard here on the big broadcast. We have a large archive of information spanning a good number of years, all free to download. Lots of free music you can download. And of course, the music is focused on cannabis hemp. A lot of the music that is featured here on the big broadcast can be found to download for free. It's written by me, the music here in today's broadcast, and then it is performed by the Illusions of Music. And this might be a groovy time to take a music break. So the first song we're going to be listening to is called The Spirit Soars High Above. And we're going to follow that with a song called Use Hemp to Save Our World. This first song, The Spirit Soars High Above, puts a spotlight on what's going on in space these days. As you know, 3i Atlas is in the process of leaving our little area here in the universe. And 3i Atlas also has with it a handful of other comets that are decorating the night sky. This first song pays tribute to what's going on in the night sky that might be dazzling the eyes of many humans here on Earth. So here we go. I hope you enjoy these tunes here at Time for Hemp.
Comets in the sky, green fire in the night. Messages from heaven, glowing with insight. We light the flame, we breathe it in. Cannabis communion, let the journey begin. Feel the rhythm in your chest, let the smoke reveal the rest. We're not just flesh, we're light and sound. The universe is spirit bound. High above, we rise in love. 7 messengers from stars above. We inhale the truth, exhale the fear. The body moves, the soul draws near. From a galaxy unknown, it came to light our way. A comet not of this world, sent to help us pray. We dance with destiny, we sing with grace, preparing to meet our maker face to face. Venus whispers love, Saturn holds a scale. Mercury remembers, Neptune lifts the veil. Jupiter expands the truth they try to hide. The sky is judgment, and we cannot divide. High above, we rise in love. 7 messengers from stars above. We inhale the truth, exhale the fear. The body moves, the soul draws near. Comets in the sky, green fire in the night. Messages from heaven, glowing with insight. We light the flame, we breathe it in. Cannabis communion, let the journey begin. Hemp for paper, fiber, food and fuel. A treasure chest, nature's tool. From forest safe to air so clean. A miracle plant in every scene. It feeds the hungry, sacred haze, our hearts align to ancient truths the Spirit binds. A tender leaf, a flame, soft glow, it whispers secrets only seekers know. With every breath, we're closer still to harmony with God's goodwill. Hemp can save the world, can't you see? A sacred gift for you and me, from earth to sky. Its power unfurls, together we'll say, Hemp can save the world. A heritage seed, a future to sow. For every need, its answers grow. From fabric strong to a feast so grand, it holds the future in its. Bound to earth, yet reaching high. Hemp teaches how to unify. A holy gift, it meets our needs and leads us towards sustainable deeds. Hemp can save the world, can't you see? A sacred gift for you and me, from earth to sky. Its power unfurls, together we'll say, Hemp can save the world.
Welcome back to the big broadcast. You are listening to Time for Hemp. I am your host, Casper Leach. Don't forget, you can find all this music and lots of free downloads at timeforhemp.news. Please share us with your friends. That's how we get found around on the internet, and anywhere there's sound to be found around the internet. We are around to be found making sound on the internet here at Time for Hemp. And that's my first tongue twister of the year, and it was fun to do. And it's also fun to explore the history of cannabis hemp. You know, one of the things that I find very enlightening is all the wonderful aspects of the oil that comes from the seed.
Throughout human history, sacred oils have played a central role in religious rituals, serving as a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. Have you ever wondered about the composition of the anointing oil used during the time of Jesus? This question opens a fascinating window into ancient traditions. Sacred oils have been used for thousands of years, from the temples of ancient Israel to the cathedrals of the modern world. Today, we will trace the journey of hemp oil as a sacred substance, exploring its biblical roots, its period of prohibition, and its modern re-examination. To truly understand the role of these oils today, we must first travel back to the ancient world where the story begins. In the Hebrew Bible, specifically in the book of Exodus, we find a detailed recipe for a sacred anointing oil. One of the key ingredients mentioned is cannabis. This term has sparked intense scholarly debate over its exact translation. While many traditional translations refer to it as fragrant cane, some modern scholars suggest it may have actually referred to cannabis or hemp. In ancient Israel, this sacred oil was used to consecrate kings and priests, marking them as chosen for their divine roles. It wasn't just for royalty. The oil was also used in rituals for healing the sick and purifying sacred spaces. It's important to remember that Christ itself is a title meaning the Anointed One, directly linking Jesus to these oil traditions. Whether cannabis was hemp remains a matter of academic discussion, but the historical link between plants and the sacred is undeniable. As Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire and beyond, the use of sacred oils or chrism remained a central practice. In the Middle Ages, oil was used in baptisms, confirmations, and the ordination of clergy, though recipes became more standardized by church law. Interestingly, hemp was widely cultivated across Europe during this time for fiber and seed oil, even if it wasn't the official church oil. There was a clear distinction between the everyday cultural use of hemp and the official theological materials used in sacraments. Over time, many plant-based ritual traditions were lost as church doctrines were simplified and strictly codified. But the 19th and 20th centuries brought a dramatic shift in how hemp and cannabis were perceived by society and the law. In the 1800s, hemp was a staple crop in both Europe and America, valued for its incredible versatility in industry and medicine. However, by the early 20th century, a wave of prohibition began to spread globally, fueled by complex political and cultural narratives. The once common plant began to be stigmatized, and its historical ties to religious and medicinal practices were largely forgotten or suppressed. What were once sacred or traditional uses became criminalized, creating a deep tension between state laws and religious freedom. Despite this, some alternative spiritual movements fought to maintain their plant-based traditions, even in the face of legal challenges. This period of silence and stigma lasted for decades, but the conversation was far from over. As we entered the 21st century, the landscape began to change once again with a renewed interest in hemp's potential. The 2018 Farm Bill in the United States was a major turning point, legally distinguishing industrial hemp from other forms of cannabis. This legal shift opened the door for scholars to re-examine ancient texts and linguistic evidence with fresh, unbiased eyes. We've seen a significant growth in plant-based spirituality movements that view hemp oil as a gift from nature to be used with reverence. This has led to several landmark court cases where groups have argued for their right to use cannabis or hemp as a religious sacrament. Interfaith dialogues are now exploring the role of natural oils in healing rituals, seeking common ground in ancient botanical wisdom. There is an increasing focus on historical accuracy, moving past Prohibition-era biases to understand what these ancient recipes really contained. Modern science is also weighing in, researching the chemical properties of hemp oil and its potential physiological effects during ritual use. As demand grows, the conversation has expanded to include ethical sourcing and the sustainability of the plants used for sacred purposes. While not universally accepted in mainstream faiths, an active and healthy theological debate is taking place across many traditions. Faith communities are reevaluating their relationship with the natural world, looking back to move forward with greater understanding. We've covered a vast history today, from the foundational anointing traditions of ancient Israel to the complex linguistic debates of the Bible. We've seen how the era of prohibition suppressed these ancient connections, only for them to be rediscovered in our modern age. This revival of interest and scholarship is helping us bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and contemporary spiritual practice. Whether you view this through the lens of history, theology, or cultural evolution, the story of hemp oil is a testament to how traditions grow. It invites us all to reconsider how our sacred practices evolve over time and the role that the natural world plays in our spiritual lives. As we look toward 2026 and beyond, the integration of ancient botanical knowledge into modern ritual seems more relevant than ever. Understanding our past is the key to shaping a more enlightened and compassionate future for all.
Well, this seems like it might be a groovy time for a musical break. And so I thought we would listen to Cannabis is a Gift from God and follow that with a song called Roots of Wisdom here at Time for Hemp.
Sing this is a gift from God for all to share. A plant of abundance beyond all compare. From the roots to the leaves it answers our call. a gift of the heavens, provided for all. Planted in the earth, kissed by the sun, a seed of creation where life's work is done. Stronger than timber, softer than wool, a miracle growing that's oh so bountiful. Paper from pulp, fiber so strong, a harvest of healing we've known all along. Fuel for the fire, food for the soul, a plan with a purpose, making us whole. Hemp is a gift from God for all to share, a plant of abundance beyond all compare. From the roots to the leaves, it answers our call, a gift of the heavens provided for all. Lost try to hide, but truth is eternal, it won't be denied. The fields are still waiting, the people now see. Hemp is the answer to set the world free. Hemp is a gift from God for all to share, a plant of abundance beyond all compare. From the roots to the leaves, it answers our call, a gift of the heavens provided for all.
Sacred plant can do it all.
The winds are shifting, the tide's rolling in. The age of revival is ready to begin. Let's light up together and spread what we've learned. Hemp is the future, it's time to return. Hemp is a gift from God for all to share, a plant of abundance beyond all compare. From the roots to the leaves, it answers our call. It's a gift of the heavens to provide it for us all.
One day, when my grandpa showed me nature's oldest way, said the answers that we seek have always grown in the soil where our ancestors had sown. Now I see what he meant back then. Time to let the truth begin. Let it grow, let it show the way back to what we knew yesterday. Mother Nature's got the plan, been there since time began. Let it grow, let it show the way. Break these chains, no more delay. What we need is the ground, ancient wisdom to be found. Tale of what could be, from the ropes that sailed the
change are here, and the message becoming clear. Let it grow, let it show the way back to what we knew yesterday. Mother Nature's got the plan, been there since time began. Let it grow, let it show the way, break these chains, no more delay. What we need is the ground, ancient wisdom to be found. They tried to make us all forget, replace it all with plastic threats, but I won't let them win this time. The earth provides, that ain't no Let it grow, let it show the way back to what we knew yesterday. Mother Nature's got the plan, been there since time began. Let it grow, let it show the way, break these chains, no more delay. What we need is in the ground, ancient wisdom to be found.
You are listening to Time for Hemp. My name is Casper Leach. I hope you are enjoying the broadcast. I try to have a variety of music on the show. I tell people if you don't like the song you're listening to now, just wait till the next one. It's sure to be something that you will enjoy. So yes, I try to go from country western to classic rock to electric rock to boogie woogie to swing, so that I'm able to find music that somebody's going to enjoy somewhere when they're in the middle of a great 420 break. And I hope it's music that you want to share with your friends. And if you do, you can go to timeforhemp.news and find all the music free to download. And you got podcasts you can download. These shows are archived on the website. We got videos you can share with your friends, all about how wonderful cannabis hemp is. Well, when you first begin to ask yourself, who is outlawing this plant? Why would you outlaw this plant? What's the reason for outlawing this plant and wanting to keep the plant outlawed? I think one of the first questions we all need to ask ourselves is,
Who's really afraid of legal weed? For nearly a century, we've been told that cannabis is illegal because of safety concerns, public health risks, and social stability. We've seen the propaganda and heard the warnings. But as we look behind the curtain of state and federal policy, a different motive emerges. We discover a powerful industry that simply doesn't want the competition, an industry that's protecting its own turf. On one side, we have alcohol, an industry that is legal, normalized, and marketed on every screen in America. It's been the only choice for a long time. On the other, we have cannabis, the new legal rival that is finally starting to challenge the status quo. It's no longer in the shadows. It's a professional industry. My report today is straightforward. The alcohol industry has a well-organized lobby that works tirelessly to keep cannabis outlawed or restricted. This isn't just about safety, it's about market share. They do this not for your safety, as they often claim, but to protect their bottom line, because when adults have a choice, more and more are picking the plant over the bottle. It's a simple economic threat. To understand how we got here, we have to go back to 1933. When alcohol prohibition ended, states didn't just walk away. They built massive regulatory frameworks to control sales and distribution. These frameworks opened the door for powerful wholesaler associations. Over nearly a century, these groups have gained immense political and economic leverage that they use to shape policy in their favor today. While alcohol was being regulated and normalized, cannabis was being forced into the shadows. Criminalization and stigma were built on fear, racial bias, and systemic exclusion from the legal economy. In 1970, the Controlled Substances Act formalized prohibition at the federal level. It locked cannabis into Schedule 1, defining it as having no medical value and high abuse potential. The war on drugs era that followed kept cannabis illegal while the alcohol industry thrived. For decades, they enjoyed a market without a single plant-based rival allowed on the shelf. Until now. Let's follow the money. Adults only have a limited number of dollars to spend on their leisure time. Whether it's a concert, a movie, or a relaxing evening at home, that pie is finite. Economists call it the substitution effect. Multiple analyses highlight that when both are legal and available, a meaningful number of people choose cannabis instead of alcohol. They are direct competitors. Analyses and market commentary show that even a small percentage shift in consumption away from liquor can mean billions of dollars in lost revenue for big alcohol over a decade. They noticed the trend. If you sold booze for a living, would you want a safer, plant-based rival sitting right next to your products on the same shelf? Of course not. And they haven't just worried about it, they've acted on it. Meet the machine. The alcohol lobby isn't just one group. It's a massive network of national trade associations, state wholesalers, and multi-billion-dollar global corporations working in unison. They spend millions every year on registered lobbyists, political action committees, and direct campaign donations. This money is used to influence politicians and shape drug policy at every level of government. This is standard practice in American politics, but it has profound consequences for who gets to participate in the new legal cannabis economy and how fast we move toward a fair system for everyone. There are documented cases where alcohol industry money and organizations backed efforts to block or restrict legal cannabis markets. They funded campaigns to vote no on legalization measures across the country. They've supported measures to cap the number of cannabis licenses, restrict where dispensaries can open, and slow down the implementation of new laws, all to protect their profit margins and market share. Look at the current battle over hemp-derived THC beverages. Because these can compete directly with beer and spirits in traditional retail, alcohol players have stepped up lobbying to shape or limit the rules. This isn't theory or speculation. It's in the public record. Lobbying reports, campaign filings, and legislative data show exactly where the money is going and what kind of influence it's buying in our capitals. But money isn't their only tool. They also use indirect pressure through concern framing, meaning they lean on public safety and youth protection messaging to justify more restrictive and burdensome cannabis laws. While they claim to be concerned about safety, they aggressively market alcohol to the very demographics they claim are most at risk from cannabis. It's a double standard that serves their financial interests. And then there's the quiet pressure. Alcohol distributors have decades-long relationships with regulators and governors. In many states, they are so politically entrenched that a new industry simply can't match their clout. When the same people who profit from alcohol also shape the rules for cannabis, you have to ask, whose safety are we really protecting? Are we protecting people, or are we protecting a century-old monopoly? The price of this industry-driven policy is paid in human lives. Every delay in legalization means more arrests, more criminal records, and more people sidelined from society for a plant half the country has legalized. It also means billions in lost tax revenue that could be funding our schools, our parks, and our roads. It means fewer legal jobs and fewer business opportunities for regular people in your own local community. This isn't just a business rivalry between two industries. It's about freedom, justice, and economic fairness. It's about who gets to decide what is legal for adults and who gets to profit from that decision. We need transparency. The public deserves to know how much industry money is flowing into the pockets of our lawmakers specifically to keep cannabis illegal. We need to follow the money to find the truth. If you're old enough to buy a bottle of spirits, you're old enough to choose a plant. Adult choice should be based on facts and personal freedom, not on narratives funded by an industry afraid of competition. The alcohol industry has every right to compete, but they don't have the right to quietly rig the rules in their favor. In states like New York and California, the power of alcohol wholesale associations is legendary. They aren't just donors, they are institutional pillars of the state's political landscape. By funding campaign accounts and building decades of goodwill, they ensure that whenever a cannabis legalization bill is drafted, their concerns about market stability and public safety are given top priority. This quiet, entrenched influence is often more effective than any loud public campaign. The data on the substitution effect is particularly telling when looking at younger demographics. Analysts have observed that men in their 20s and 30s are the most likely to swap beer for cannabis when given a legal choice. For an industry that relies on brand loyalty from a young age, this shift is a long-term existential threat. It's not just about today's sales, it's about the customer base of the next 30 years. That's why the lobby fights so hard to keep the rival off the shelf. If we look back at the 2016 legalization battle in Massachusetts, we can see the alcohol industry's fingerprints on the No campaign. Thousands of dollars flowed from liquor distributors into efforts to scare voters with narratives of increased crime and traffic risks. We saw similar patterns in California's 2010 Prop 19 fight. These aren't isolated incidents. They are part of a consistent, well-funded strategy to protect a monopoly by any means necessary. Regulatory capture is the final stage of industry entrenchment. It's when the alcohol lobby is so deeply embedded in the legislative process that they essentially get to write the rules for their own competitors. They lobby for high cannabis taxes that keep prices high and black markets thriving, and they push for retail caps that make it impossible for small businesses to compete. By rigging the rules of the game, they ensure that the alcohol bottle remains the easiest and cheapest choice for most Americans. Beyond just leisure, the cannabis industry represents a massive opportunity for local jobs and infrastructure. When we talk about legal cannabis, we're also talking about industrial hemp and its potential to revitalize manufacturing and construction through products like hempcrete. This isn't just about smoking. It's about building a sustainable future for our communities. Industrial hemp is a versatile crop that can stimulate local economies and create new manufacturing sectors. From textiles to biofuels, the possibilities are vast once the legal barriers are removed. Across the globe, from Canada to Germany, nations are realizing that the benefits of a legal market far outweigh the costs of prohibition. The United States, once a leader in innovation, is being held back by domestic lobbying that prioritizes the profits of a few over the progress of the many. We are at a turning point in history. The global trend is clear. As more nations move toward legalization, the economic and social benefits are becoming impossible to ignore. The U.S. must decide if it wants to lead or be left behind. We are standing on the edge of an economic revolution. By embracing fair cannabis and hemp policies, we can unlock billions in value and create a more equitable future for everyone. The real power of the alcohol lobby often lies at the state level. Wholesale associations in every state are major donors to local governors and legislators. Delayed legalization means lost economic opportunities for local communities. We must demand accountability from our elected officials to ensure a level playing field for the cannabis industry.
Well, this seems like it might be a groovy time for a music break, so why don't we just listen to the Bong Song, one of my favorite songs. And it's the Bong Song is a song you can listen to all year long. Oh gosh, are we going into another tongue twister? And then we're going to follow that with another groovy tune called Smokeout here at Time for Hemp.
Up. We're high tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. The party's on, it's 4:20 here. We pack a bong and fill with cheer. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. The circle of friends pass the bong, the smoky bong. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. The word is out all over town. We've got great ganja and we pass it around. Oh, simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Our circle of close friends enjoy the bomb. They pass it around all year long. The bong, 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 the bong. The party's on, the spirit's up. We're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. Simply having a smoke out with all my friends. A wonderful 420 time.
Well, the sun went down on Risen Valley Road. We were setting up the tailgate, lighting up the load. Had a mason jar of moonshine, a cooler full of beer, and a bag so loud it made the coyotes cheer. Yodelay. And then the sheriff rolled up with his lights turned low. Said, boys, I ain't here for trouble, I just picnic table. Her husband Hank just shrugged and said, let her be. While he slowed to his step with a maple tree, hilly-ho. Smoke rings rising like a holy apparition. Neighbors driving in like it's some kind of tradition. Someone yelled, play something rowdy, so I tuned up the strings. And the whole damn valley started flapping their wings. Yo, the alley, we were higher than the hay. Yeah, the best damn smoke out this county ever knew. Even grandma hit the pipe and said, boys, that'll do. Stars got jealous cause we outshine the sky, and the moon took notes on how to get that high. If you hear that echo drifting through the trees, that's a legend of the night we all got free. Light it, don't hide Yeah, the best damn smoke out this county ever knew. Even grandma hit the pipe and said, boys, that'll do. Stars got jealous cause we outshine the sky, and the moon took notes on how to get that high. If you hear that echo drifting through the trees, that's the legend of the night we all got free. Light it, don't hide it.
You are listening to Time for Hemp. I am your host, Casper Leach. I hope you are enjoying the music, and I hope you are enjoying what you are learning about the remarkable plant known as cannabis, hemp. I can tell you, not only has this plant had a remarkable history dating all the way back to the beginning of time, I'm pretty sure that this wonderful plant will be with us till the end of time. Not only does it provide a great buzz if you get lucky enough to enjoy it, it provides, I don't know, over 50,000 different creature comforts, and it's great for the planet, and it's great for the human body. And so I have a tendency to think that the human race is going to do what it can to protect this plant, even though they keep it outlawed. Makes no sense. Still, it's interesting when I glance at the news, I can see the different ways that humans are working with new technology as a way of trying to improve the world around us.
Here's a topic that's got cannabis breeders buzzing, techies tinkering, and farmers raising their eyebrows. There is now an AI-powered cannabis strain currently in development. That's right, artificial intelligence is now in the grow room, and it's not just adjusting the lights. So what does that mean? Well, imagine this. Instead of spending years crossbreeding plants to get the perfect balance of CBD and CBG and THC, plant breeders are now using machine learning to predict which genetic combinations will produce the exact cannabinoid profile they want. It's like having a crystal ball for cannabis. These algorithms analyze thousands of data points such as soil conditions, climate patterns, pest resistance, and terpene expression in order to crossbreed and determine a strain that'll thrive in Arizona heat, or will repel bugs, or deliver a mellow body high with a citrus finish. This is not science fiction. That's what is happening now in the world today. An example is resilience. Climate change is throwing curveballs at farmers with the many different droughts, floods, and temperature swings that are now happening globally every week. Artificial intelligence is helping plant breeders create hemp strains that don't just survive but easily adapt. We're now seeing varieties that flourish in sandy soil, that resist mold in humid zones, and can even bounce back after a devastating frost. Artificial intelligence is also being used to benefit the plant crossbreeding of industrial hemp to help in optimizing fiber strength, biomass yield, and oil content. That means better textiles, stronger bioplastics, and more efficient biofuels. Hemp isn't just a miracle plant, it's becoming a precision engineered miracle. But let's not forget the fun stuff. Recreational cannabis is also getting a makeover. Want a strain that chills you out without couch lock? Artificial intelligence has the perfect strain for you. Need something that sparks creativity but doesn't spike anxiety? There's a terpene map for that. We're now entering an era of purpose-specific hemp. Sleep blends, focus blends, social blends. It's like a Spotify playlist for your endocannabinoid system. And yes, some of these strains are being designed with artificial intelligence-generated names. I saw one called Quantum Kush. Now, before we get too starry-eyed from the dazzle of artificial intelligence, let's ask the big question. Is this good for the plant? Is it good for the planet? And is it good for the people? I say yes, but with caution. Artificial intelligence can help us reduce pesticide use, increase crop efficiency, and tailor medicine to individual needs. But we've got to keep the soul of the plant intact. Hemp has always been a healer, a rebel, and a connector. Let's not turn it into a sterile commodity. That's why I believe the future of hemp isn't just high tech, it's also high touch. It will always take a human to assure that artificial intelligence is used to breed the best cannabis hemp plant the science can produce. Strain development powered by artificial intelligence is here to stay, and it's changing the game. But as always, it's up to us to steer the ship with wisdom, humor, and a little bit of cosmic justice. The revolution may be digitized, but the roots are still sacred, and that's a fact.
Well, it looks like we've got time for just one more groovy tune. And of course, it was written by me, and it's being performed by the Illusions of Music. And it's called 420 Friends, here at Time for Hemp.
Clock hits 420 and the day slows down. Boots on the porch on the edge of town. Laughter's floating like a summertime breeze. Somebody's passing around the memories. We don't need a holiday to gather around, just to spark a smile in this small hometown. Every story gets taller, every word gets smaller, and the world feels easy again. 'Cause at 420, we're 420 friends. Light it up and let the good times begin. Every day's a little brighter when the circle begins. Yeah, 420 makes forever out of right now moments. Raise it up, here we go again. Life's better with 420 friends. Bud drops low with that rumbling bass. Juanita beatboxes like a freight train chase. Mike and Harry stack harmonies high, and the whole backyard feels like the 4th of July. We're just folks making memories sweet, turning Tuesday afternoons into front row seats. Every joke hits harder, every bond grows farther, and the love keeps rolling in. 'Cause at 420, we're 420 friends. Light it up and let the good times begin. Every day's a little brighter when the circle begins. Yeah, 420 makes forever out of right now moments. Raise it up, here we go again. Life's better with 420 friends. 88, pass it my way. A little yodel in the haze of the day. 88, we're laughing again. Who knew joy could sound like 10 good friends? At 420, we're 420 friends. Turning simple days
that the love won't bend. Yeah, 420 makes a lifetime out of everyday moments. Raise it up, here we go again. Life's better with 420 friends.
Look at all the money, yeah, the money that they spend. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for him. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Yeah, throughout Earth's history, hemp has been used, no mystery. Hemp was legal to pay your taxes for more than a century. Check your faxes. The founding fathers makes sense to me. It's time to grow hemp legally. Oh, yeah. Oh. Think of all its uses. It's money that's well spent. Right now, no excuses. It's time for hemp. Sustainable green industry, that's our intent. A better place is where we'll be. It's time for hemp. Fuel and food and clothes and soap. Housing, cars, no joke. Henry Ford built a car out of hemp. It's time for us to do it again. People be employed with balanced farming as is meant. Right now it's time for hemp. Hemp is a true necessity for the wealth and protection of this country. Thomas Jefferson spoke those words. He knew the value of these herbs. It's time to lift the hemp ban. It's time to make a strong stand. Yes, we can. I know we can. We can make a difference. Yes, we can. Just like birds of a feather, we can work together and lift the hemp ban. The money that they spend. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for him.